Afterburner hates authority, hates being given orders, and is generally a seething cauldron of anger. Even innocent remarks from his teammates can send him into a furious rage. He's ruthless and relentless in battle, giving him the greatest outlet for his rage. Somehow he's able to get his temper under control long enough to form the giant Computron with his fellow Technobots.
Alright, so here we're taking a look at the Technobots character Breakneck, who is just a slight repaint and retool of Groove from the Takara's Protectobot line. I will say that I really enjoy this character just because he's such a breath of fresh air. He's not one of those overly used molds that we kept getting with the Combiner Wars line. I also like the fact that they were able to bring back the light piping for the head. It's something that I was really missing with all the other Combiner Wars characters. I don't have a flashlight to actually shine back here, but when I do, his eyes light up and it looks stupendous. I also really like the little expression on his face right here, considering that he's supposed to be angry all the time, and that little snarl really helps sell with this character. He has the same level of articulation as Groove did. His head can move side to side. It doesn't move up and down all too well. There's a nice ball joint right here that's really tight for the shoulders. You can get him in some really good shooting poses. Bicep swivel, elbow bend, waist articulation, hip rotation because of a ball joint, thigh rotation, but it's really tight in there, so it's probably going to get some good poses with that too, and a bit of a knee bend as well. Now sadly for mine, I don't know if this is just mine or all of them, the legs don't really want to stay together all too well. But considering I'm probably either going to keep this guy in vehicle mode or most likely the arm of Computron, I'm not really going to sweat that too much. He does have quite a bit of kibble right here because of his vehicle mode and the front part of his motorcycle. You can turn the wheel to the side like this, but it doesn't actually give you any ability to like fold anything in on itself, kind of like what RC did from Transformers Prime line. It does make him a little bit back heavy, but thankfully there are these little nubs right here to help counterbalance him a little bit more. I also like the fact that they were able to keep Groove's dual wielding pistols right here, so he does seem a lot more heavily armed in his robot mode than some of the other Technobots. I'm thinking about you, Strafe, yeah. I also like the color scheme of this guy, considering it's the orange, black, and a little bit of red. It almost gives it a little bit of a Halloween feel to me, just because, well, those are mostly those colors. There's not really much else to say about this guy in his robot mode, so let's go ahead and transform him into his vehicle mode. Alright, now to transform Breakneck, we're going to start off by rotating his head all the way around like so, and then we're going to bring his arms up over his shoulders. We're going to want to rotate this bicep down, and you can see this little peg that's going to fit right in this little slot right here. And we're going to want to do this for the other side as well. I don't have too much experience transforming this guy, so bear with me, and if I mess up a few things here and there, I hope you forgive it. Anyways, we're going to then bring this piece back, fold this out, fold this part up like so, bring it back around, fold it back in, and snap it into place. And then we're going to want to get this little peg right in this little hole right here, just so that everything kind of locks in nicely. It doesn't want it. There we go, finally. Next, we're going to take his waist, rotate that all around, separate his legs out so we can actually fold his legs in on themselves. Okay. We're going to get that together. We're going to want to snap everything up together and then snap it into place. It's going to be a large snap to make sure everything locks into place. There we go. Last but not least, we're going to then take both of these wheels. And you can see that both these things have a little notch right here that's going to kind of cookie cutter fit right into one another. The wheels don't always want to line up perfectly, so just kind of fiddle it with it until you kind of get it the way you want it. There you go, make sure that's all in place, and there you go, he's now in his super sci-fi jet vehicle mode. Now I know I've said I wasn't a big fan of most of the Protectobots alt modes, except Breakneck's here was always the one that I found the most interesting. And I guess that still is true. He's not quite the same as the original G1 where it had a big cab right here in the front that just kind of hung over. I never really knew what it was, actually, to be honest, but the fact that they upgraded him to a super sci-fi motorcycle I think is actually pretty cool. I actually also like the detailing right here that they were able to hold over from Groove in the Protectobots line, and it just really helps sell that this is some sort of futuristic motorcycle. You also got a nice little kickstand right here that you could put down so you can be parked if he really wants to. You could also take both of these guns and fit them right here on the sides of the little holes where the wheels are. Sadly, because of the extra paint application, you can't actually get them in on a side like this. It doesn't really want to fit all too well, and I'm afraid it's going to actually scrape off a lot of the paint. So I'm probably just going to keep them like so on the side. Now one would think that you would also be able to add another component right here or put one of the guns, but because of the paint deco of the red right there, it's really thick and it doesn't really want to, nothing really wants to stick in there too well. I probably could force it, but then that's going to ruin that piece right there. All in all, I think he's a pretty good character even in his vehicle mode, but let's go ahead and try to get him into the arm or leg of Computron next. Alright, now to get Afterbreaker here into the arm of Computron is actually very simple. We're going to start off by moving his head back like so to get that arm joint right here at a 90-degree angle. Next, we're going to rotate these arms around like so. Then bring the shoulders down and lock them into place and then bend the elbow. Do that for both sides. There we go. Then we're going to want to make sure that both legs are locked together. Make sure everything snaps together like so. There we go. And then just rotate the hips however which way you want to have it. Then take the fist, put it right down here, and there you go. He's now ready to form the arm of Computron. Alright, now Breakneck didn't actually come with any instructions on how to get him into the leg of Computron, but I'm going to... Alright, now he didn't come with any instructions on how to get him into the leg of Computron, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same as Groove's. I'm going to start off by moving this piece up, folding it out, and then rotating it all the way around. And before I push this back, I think I'm going to want to get these arms out of the way. I'm going to rotate these down, and then we're going to want to rotate them around so you can see that there's a little slot right there. Fold that around, and it's going to fit right into this little peg right here. So just make sure that folds in on its side. Do the same for that right here. There we go. We're going to want to push this head piece forward so you can get that joint up like this. Move this back around and then just fold this down. Stick the leg right here. And there you go. Breakneck is now ready to form the leg of Computron. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.